Okay, Saiteja, just make sure that you have your Mongo URI because it's really very important for you people to have them ready with you, right? That is the most crucial thing.
Yes, madam. I also try to installing that, but it is not able to install in Windows 8. I was given my system to upgrade for Windows 10. That was it is late. So today itself or tomorrow itself, I will download.
All right, sir. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So today
yeah.
let's get okay. So
First,
today,
before starting the class, we have some doubts about this class. But
okay.
every day there is a not able internship. I have some doubts. So for before class starting the class, we can clarify that doubt.
Yeah, sure, you can ask that.
Yeah, right. What about the internship is not going as irregularly it is going. Yeah, for a week, one day it is a class you are taking. There is
Sai,
for the admissions we are calling for the admin. It is not able to answering the call also.
actually,
Yesterday and
Sai,
today I was yeah. Tell
yeah.
me, madam.
See, like as far as I can understand your query, I guess you want to ask like how many days in the week you are having your classes, right? Is that what you want to ask me?
Yeah.
So, Sai, you'll be having your regular classes from Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, you people are having your holiday, right? Because you
Yes.
people have to make a project on the basis of AI and whiteboard, all right, and all those
Okay.
things. You have to integrate the Gemini API with your project. Getting my point?
Okay. But yes, but there is no update. Still, it is an 12 days completed up to right now joining boarding boarding class to up to now 12 classes. 12 days are completed, but there is no update for the
Sai, see,
what the
you people
plans
will
of.
just a second, just listen to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So as your classes have just started, you people will be receiving a drive link. Inside that, you people will be receiving your projects. You people will be assigned with your projects, right, for respective months. And after that, you people will be divided into your groups, and each group will have to make a project. And around 25th or 27th of this month, or decide the date for the review. You just have to show that much of project which you have made. All right, the much as I have taught inside the class. All right, you just have to integrate them, enhance the front end in order to make it look good,
Okay.
and then we are going to conduct a project review. All right, so
Okay.
just wait for the updates. You are going to get the updates in the WhatsApp group itself. Just have a little bit
Okay.
of patience.
Oh, okay, madam. I'm not able that we didn't get any updates of last class has taken 1 week back. Up to right now, there is no updates. That's why we are calling for admin who are the given the number of rights when we are joining for the rights. We are calling for them and we will not getting any updates. That's why I'm going to ask them. That's it. I'm not. I have a patience to wait for 1 week also. If you give it takes 1 week 2 times, then we will wait for.
Okay, all right, Sai. Can you please switch your mic off? It's causing a lot of disturbance.
Okay, madam.
So I
Thank
guess I have answered your query, and let's get started with our code. That is the CRUD operations, for which I have told you people to be ready with your Mongo URIs. So now can anyone tell me what is the first command that we write when we are going to create a server for our backend? I have told this in the previous class. What is the first command that we have written when we are creating a server? Nope, not post. See, whenever I teach something, you people have to be ready with your previous class entire thing that I have taught, right? Because in the next class, I'm going to ask all those things which I have taught in the previous class. So now, yeah. So here I will go to my terminal, and then I will change the directory to backend. All right. And I have also told you people to read a little bit of JavaScript, and all the topics that I have provided to you people. in the previous class. All right. So I have changed the skipped from B9 CRUD folder to backend folder. Now the first command that I am going to write is npm init y. So this is going to provide me a package.json file. And those who do not know why do we need a package.json file, please go through the lecture of the previous class. All right. So this through this we have got the package.json file, and using npm install, I will write express, mongoose, and nodemon. And how does the express and nodemon work? This also I have taught in the previous class. Now the question arises, why do we actually need to install the mongoose? So the mongoose library is used in order to use the built-in methods present inside the mongoose library. And what are the built-in methods and why do we use them? Those methods are the connect method and the schema method. And why are they used? They are used in order to connect our MongoDB with the nodemon. All right. So here, what we are going to do, inside the backend folder, I'll be creating a file, and the name of the file is going to be server.js. All right. And here inside the backend only, I will create one more folder, and the name of the folder will be models. All right. And inside this model, I'm going to create a file, and the name of that file is going to be user.js. So how many files do I have? I have just a couple of files. First is my server.js. Next is my user.js. So as I have told in the previous class, that server.js is the main entry point of our backend program. All right. Then comes the user.js. Now, why have I created this user.js? Because inside this user.js, I am going to create a schema for the MongoDB. Just the way I have explained in the previous class, that MongoDB is a NoSQL database, where instead of storing the data in the relational format, that is in the form of rows and columns, we are going to store the data in the JSON format. All right. So in order to store that kind of data, first we need to declare a schema for our database. So I am going to declare that schema inside this user.js. As I have told, we will be requiring a built-in method mongoose.schema in order to create the MongoDB schema. So what I will write, I will go straight inside my user.js, and then I'm going to declare the schema. And how to declare a schema? Okay, so I have installed the mongoose library, right? Here a question arises, how to import a dependency that is present inside this package.json to this particular file. There are two ways of importing the dependencies. I have told in the previous class. What are they? Anyone? I need your answers. What are the methods of importing the dependencies present inside the package.json file? See, this is the thing. You people don't even come prepared.
Get post put delete.
Okay, see. For this class, I'm just letting go the things that I'm not very comfortable with, because if I want an answer from you people, then you people are ought to answer me back. And be ready with all the things that I'm teaching in this session for the next session, because I'll be answering that entire thing. Okay. So this is my user.js. And now what do I have to do? I have to import the mongoose dependency which I have installed from this package.json to my user.js. And in order to import that, I will write const mongoose. And this mongoose is my variable with the const keyword. And here I will import the mongoose dependency. So here I will write require method, which is a built-in method. All right. And using this method, I will import the mongoose. See, we are already getting mongoose inside the suggestion. So this is the first way of importing a dependency inside a particular file. What is the next way? I can also write it as import mongoose from mongoose. All right. So this is the next way. This time I am just going with the require method. Here I will create one more variable and I will name it as user schema is equal to, here comes the built-in method of mongoose, that is mongoose dot schema. See, if I'm writing mongoose dot, then all the built-in methods of mongoose is coming: schema, model, connect, etc. Right? So here I will use the schema method in order to create a schema. Now I guess I might get an answer from your side. What is the significance of this new keyword? Anybody? What is the significance of the new keyword that I have written over here? Why did I write the new? Come on.
Creating object.
Okay. So you people can say these things by switching your mic on as well. See, those who are the immediate beginners or the freshers, I don't expect any kind of answer from them, because it is going to be a little bit of difficult for them in order to understand these things, for which you have to know the basics of coding, like what is the new keyword, and then what are variables, keywords, all these things. That is why I have told you to learn JavaScript at first, if you do not have any kind of idea. All right. This new keyword is used in order to allocate a memory to the schema that we are going to create. All right. So here, whenever in MySQL, we are going to create a table, we specify the column names, right? Say, for example, I'm going to create a student table. So the columns which I want to be present inside my student table are the marks of the student, the date of birth of the student, and the Aadhaar number of the student. So for that, I am going to provide all the field name along with the metadata, like whether it is a varchar or an integer or a not null or a primary key, etc. Similarly, we are going to provide the column names over here. So here, at first, inside the schema, I want to take the name of the user. So here I will write name, and inside the curly braces, I will provide the type as string, because the name that the user is going to provide is going to be a string. And in order to make it mandatory for the user to provide his name, I will use the required keyword. And to this, I will provide the value true, so that it becomes necessary for the user in order to provide his name. After the name, I also want the user to provide his email. So here also, I'll be writing type is equal to string and required is equal to true. Along with that, I will also provide one more keyword, that is unique, so that whenever a user provides his email, then he has to provide a unique email ID. He cannot provide a duplicate email ID. All right. So here I will write true. Along with the email, I want the user to provide his age. And can anyone tell me what will be the type of age over here? Switch your mics on and tell me.
Integer.
Exactly. It should be number. After that, I will also make it as required. True. Okay. So one more thing that I want to add over here is, say for example, you have to see, whenever you are creating a database, you have to see when you have created the data. Along with that, you can also see when the data got updated. All right. So how can we provide that? We are going to provide one more keyword for it. And the name of that keyword is timestamps. And to this timestamp, I will provide the value as true, so that whenever we provide the timestamp, so when we will go to our MongoDB compass, Over there, we will get the created at and updated at time written inside the database itself. So here we have created the schema. Now say for example, I have created this schema in this file, and then in order to perform the CRUD operations on this schema, I am going to write the code inside the server.js. So for that, I have to use this schema, isn't it? I have to use the schema inside this file, right? So how am I going to use that? In order to use the schema inside the server.js, I need to export this entire schema. And how am I of module dot exports keyword? To this, I will assign mongoose dot model, and this model will declare using which word we can access this whole schema. And here I will provide user schema. So this entire line means what? Here we have created a model, and then inside the model we are passing two parameters. First one is the user, second one is the user schema. This means that whenever I want to use this user schema inside this server.js, I have to use the user variable, okay, in order to access this entire user schema. Along with that, we are exporting this entire user schema. Just raise your hands or provide me with a thumbs up if you have got this entire thing clear in your mind. Or if you have any doubt, then you can ask me your doubts. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So here, one more thing that I have to do. What is that? Here I will write npm install .env. Yeah. Now the question arises about the purpose of installing the .env dependency. So I have installed the .env. Now what I will do? I will go to my backend, and here I will create one more file, and I will name it as .env. All right. So here, what I will do? Inside this .env file, I am going to store all the confidential data which I do not want as the developer to be shown to the user, right? Say for example, I'm storing some kind of passwords or some kind of secret key inside my .env file in order to use it in my codes, in order to build the logic. So what I will do, I will store it inside the .env. And one more thing to be focused on over here is that whenever you are trying to push your code on GitHub, at that time, if you are providing some confidential data, like if you have worked with Java development over there, you can provide your MySQL password, right, in order to connect to the JDBs. Similarly, if you are providing your MongoDB URI in your main server.js where you are writing the code, then it will say that it is against the GitHub policy to upload the confidential data present inside your code. So what you can do, you can provide your entire data inside the .env file and create a git ignore file inside the backend folder. And then what you can do, inside the git ignore file, you can write the name of this .env file, through which what will happen? Whenever you will upload the entire code in GitHub, at that time your .env file's data will get ignored. Understood till this part? Just reply me with a yes or no. The importance of using the .env file. Okay. I just switch your mics on and let me know. I have to switch it again and again. Okay. So inside the .env file, just for now, keep this in mind that inside the .env file, we have to store our confidential data. That's it. So here is my Mongo URI, and I will save it. Now I have to save this schema file again. Then I will jump to my server.js. Inside the server, is there any doubt? Let me check. Just wait. Just wait a minute. Okay, Vijay is saying he has doubts. All right. So now jumping to my server.js. So here I have to import the express as well. So here I will write const express is equal to require express. And then import mongoose as well is equal to require mongoose. And here write const user is equal to require. And here I am going to import the schema that I have created inside the models. So for that, what I will do, inside the inverted comma, I will provide a dot and slash, providing that it's leading me to the suggestion of the files that I can access. From the models, I can access the user.js. So this is how we are going to import a different file inside the server.js. All right. Now what I will do, I will assign the express to the app variable. Okay, assignment is also done. And then I will declare the port number. So what I will do, I am going to declare the port number inside the .env file. Here I will provide port is equal to 8800. And then I will save it. And one more thing to be um, one more thing to be discussed over here. What is that? Here, in order to access whichever data is present inside our .env file, at the very top of our server.js, we have to write require. Here, we are going to import the .env. All right. So after importing the .env, we also have to provide a method associated with it. That is the config method. All right. So this is the method that we require in order to access all the data which are present inside our .env file. And now what I will do, I will write const port is equal to. So where I'm going to take the data from? I'm going to take the data from the .env file. So here to take the data, one more keyword is required, that is process.env.port. See, the entire thing is coming automatically just by providing the port. Now, if I will ask what is the method to access the data, you are going to provide me the config method. And if I ask what is the keyword, then you people have to tell me process.env.port. That's it. So, can anyone tell me if I want to access the Mongo URI, which keyword do I need to use? Anyone?
process.env.uri.
Great. All right. So till now what we have done, we have just created the MongoDB schema and we have imported all the required things. Now we have to connect the MongoDB to our Node.js, right? So for that, what do we require? We require the connect method. So for that, I will write mongoose dot. See here, connect is the built-in method. And here we have to pass the Mongo URI as the very first parameter. Just the way someone has said process.env.mongo URI. Alright. Here I will provide a dot then method. And I have told you to learn it in the previous class only about the dot then and dot catch block. If the connection is successful, then the dot method will get executed. So inside this dot then method, I have provided an arrow function. And what will this arrow function do? This will print in our console that the MongoDB connected. And if any error occurs in order to connect the MongoDB with the Node.js, then it will be handled by the catch block. And inside the catch block, I will pass an error object, that is ERR. This will say that some error has occurred. That's it. So this is how we are going to connect our MongoDB with the Node.js. All right. So here we are done connecting our MongoDB with Node.js. Now we will perform our CRUD operations. Right. So first one is the post method. So here I have assigned this entire express to the app variable. So whichever method I want to use from the express, I have to use app in order to access that because I have assigned the express to the app variable. So for that, I will write app dot. See, when I am writing app dot and then I will write post. See, it will write, we are getting post itself. Inside this method, we have to provide the endpoint for the post request. So the first endpoint for the post request I will provide is users. All right. This is the first parameter. And as the next parameter, I'm going to provide an asynchronous function. See, this is why I have told you people to be very strong with your JavaScript concepts about what are the functions and what are the promise API, etc. All right. So this asynchronous is a kind of function which will not wait for another function to get executed. All right. It will go on executing until and unless the previous function is getting executed simultaneously. All the things will be carried on simultaneously. So here it's an asynchronous function. And as I have told you in the client server architecture, that a request is being sent from the client to the server in order to get the response back from the server to the client. That is why we are taking request and response inside the asynchronous function as the parameter. So this one is going to be an arrow function. All right. So inside this arrow function, I'll be providing a try catch block. Inside the try block, I will define a variable user is equal to, here I will use the user variable inside which I have imported the entire user schema. So here what I will do, I will write request dot body. And when we will be testing our post method, at that time I will let you know why have I written request dot body. All right. And after sending the request, what I will do, I will write await and then I will write user dot save. Why are we writing the save method? We are using the save method in order to store whichever data the user is passing inside the MongoDB. And if the data is successfully saved inside our MongoDB, then what is happening? We are actually creating a new data inside our MongoDB. So after creating the new data, I want to get a response back in order to confirm that my data has been created successfully. So in order to get a response back from the server, here we will write response dot status code 201 with a JSON message user. Right. So now what does this mean? So I guess you people might have come across the error 404 file not found. You people might have seen this error, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So in order to show different kind of errors, a different kind of status code is assigned to them. So if your request is successful, then it is shown by some status code like 200, 201, etc. in the range of 200. And if some kind of bad request is there, then it shows with the help of 400, 401, etc. And then if there is the failure, then it is shown by 500, all those things. That is why we are using the status code over here as well. And if any error occurs, then what will happen? It will throw the error with the help of the catch block with the status code of 400. Dot. Here inside the JSON format, it will provide us with a message. And this message will provide us the error dot message. Right. So I will erase this over. Yeah, that's it. And I will save it. After this, I have missed one thing. Can anyone tell me? I have taught it in the previous class as well. How to run the server? Which method do we need in order to run the server?
App.listen.
Great. So here I have to mention the app.listen method. Dot listen. What is the first parameter that I have to pass inside the listen method? Great. Port. Along with that, an arrow function which will tell us where in which port number the server is running. So here I will write console dot log. Within backtick, I will write server is running on HTTP localhost. And here I will provide the port. And then I will save it. And here, in order to run the server, I will write node1 server.js. See, we are getting the two messages. That server is running on HTTP localhost this much and MongoDB connected. You're getting it, right? So now, what is the next thing to see whether this app.post is perfectly working fine? So what we have to do is, we have to open the Postman. And here we have to provide our entire URL. That is localhost 8800. That's what the port number is, right? Yeah, 8800. And then what is the next endpoint that we have assigned to post? This thing, that is users. So after the localhost 8800, we have to provide users. Here I will go to the body. And here I will go to raw. All right. And here I will write one more thing. See, we have to use one more method in order to send the response in a JSON format and take the response in a JSON format. So what do I have to use? Here I have to use app dot. Inside this, I will write express dot JSON. That's it. And then I will save it. See, the server is starting again, right? After making the changes. And then what I have to do? I have to provide all data related with the field. Which fields do I have in my schema? I will go to my user.js and here I have to provide name, email and age. I will go back to my server and here I will provide name. To this I will provide Shane. And then I will provide the email. This email will take Shane at the rate Shane1234 at the rate gmail.com. And then the age of Shane is going to be 30. All right. So this is the data I'm trying to create inside my MongoDB. Now what I will do? I have successfully created. So one thing can you notice? Inside the body, we are sending the request of this data, which is why I have written request.body over here. Did you get the reason behind writing request.body? Is there any doubt? Till which we have done? No doubt, I
Oh,
guess.
ma'am.
Okay. Now let's click on the send button. See, we are getting the entire data which is present inside our database. Can you people see the created at and updated at that we are getting as a response?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What is the status code?
yes, ma'am.
No, not what.
Great. See, along with the name, email, age, and created app, updated app, etc., we are also getting an ID. Can you people notice? Underscore ID.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this ID is used in order to uniquely identify each and every data present inside the database. So whenever we are creating a new data, a unique ID is assigned to each and every data whenever we create them. And this ID is really a very important thing, right? And we will discover today itself why is it really important. So now we are done with the creating the data. What about reading all the data which is present inside our database? For that, in order to read the data, we need a get method. All right. So here I will declare app dot get. Inside this, I have to provide the endpoint as read users, followed by an asynchronous function again, which will take request and response as the parameters. And this is my arrow function. Inside this again, I will provide a try catch block. And here I will create a variable users is equal to, here I will write await user seed. When I am trying to read the entire user which are present inside my database, what do I have to do? I have to use the built-in find method in order to read the entire data present inside my database. After that, after reading the data, I want to show it to the user. So the user is getting a response from the server. So for that, I will write response dot in the JSON format. The user is getting to the user will be getting the entire data which is present inside the users, which is fetched from the database. That is why I am writing response.json. See, from these two lines, you can see that after finding the entire data, it is storing it inside the user's variable. That is why, in order to provide the response to the user, I have just mentioned the user's variable inside the JSON method, so that all the data which is read by the server from the database is going to be displayed. And the same thing I will provide over here as well. If any error occurs, it will simply show the error message. We'll copy it, we'll paste it. Here, let's just try to add some more data. Instead of Shane, I will write William. Here I will provide William as well. And the age is going to be 35. And then I will send it again. See, William also got created. And here I will create one data, that is Nicholas. And the age is going to be 40. So by now I have created 3 data. So here, instead of users, I will pass the endpoint as read users, just the way I have declared over here. See, it's read users, right? So this read users, I'll be passing inside the URL. And instead of the post method, I have to make it the get method. So here, I will remove this entire thing because I don't want to send an extra data in order to read the data present in database. And I will click on the send button. So can you people see whichever data is present inside my database, we are getting all the data. See, William, Niklaus, etc. Shane, can you people see?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how we read the data which is present inside our database. And it is providing the response in which format?
JSON format.
Right. Now comes how to read a particular user, right? So what is that thing which is used to uniquely identify a user?
ID.
Yeah. Yes. The underscore ID that I have just mentioned. So what I am going to do is I will copy this entire thing and then here I will paste it. And how to provide the ID? We are going to provide the ID in the URL itself. So for that, I will provide colon then ID. After that, inside the try catch block only, instead of the find method, we have to write the find by ID. Alright, because we are searching a user on the basis of its ID only. Okay, so since we have provided the find by ID, what do we have to do? Here, we are also providing request.params.id. Now, why are we writing this request.params.id? Because we are also sending the ID of the user inside the URL parameter as the request. Can you people see? Inside the URL parameter, along with the API endpoint, we are also passing the ID of the user that has been generated by the MongoDB URI itself. That is why we are writing request.params.id. And here I am going to place a condition. What is that condition? If the user with that particular ID does not exist, then what will happen? It will return us with a response of status code 404, that is user not found, with a JSON message. This message will say user with this ID is not found. And if the user is found, then it will provide the user's data with that particular ID. I will save it. Now what I will do? I want to read the data of William. Alright. So what I will do? I will copy this ID and then here I will paste it. Okay. So instead of read users, I will change it to read users by ID and then save it again. And here also I will make it read users by and I will send it. See, we are getting just the data of William. Can you people see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just immediately respond me with a yes or no if you people have got any kind of doubt till which I have taught. Is there any doubt? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Now, I have told in the previous class difference between the post method and put method. Does anyone remember? Anyone? Okay. So the post method is used in order to
It is used for creating the data, the post method, and the put method it is used for updating the data.
Great. The put method is used to update the already existing data. Now we are going to write the code in order to update our data. So here I will write app.put. And to this I will assign the endpoint as update data. And along with that, I have to provide the ID of that particular user whose data I want to update, followed by an asynchronous function. We'll take request and response. After that begins our try catch. Here, create a variable const updated user is equal to, here I will write await and then user dot, here I will use the find by ID and update built-in method. Inside this, we are going to pass a few parameters. As I have said that we are also passing the ID of that particular user whose data we are going to update. For that, we have to write request.params.id. Along with that, we will write request.body. Now, why are we writing request.body? Because we are trying to update the data. Say, for example, if I want to change the age of William from 35 to 40, all right. So for that, where do I have to write the 40 as age? Inside the body itself, right? So we are passing the ID in the parameter. Along with that, we are also passing the age in the body. That is why we also have to write request.body. Along with that, a new data is being created in an already existing database. So for that, we will provide new as yeah. Here we will write new. This one is going to be true. All right. So this much of things we have to provide as the parameter inside the find by ID and update. And here we will place the same condition again. It is if the updated user with that particular ID is not found, then what will happen? It will return us with the same message in a JSON format. That is, the user is not found with that particular data. Copy it, and then paste it. After that, if the user is found, then provide the response to the user with the updated data. JSON. Inside this, I will provide the updated user. I will paste the same cache block over here. Save it again. So here I have to pass the endpoint as update data and then the ID. Update data, right? Update data. And here the method is going to be put method. And here I want to change the name of William. Name. Here I will provide Williamson. All right. Now I will send it. See, we are getting the updated data. Can you see? Instead of William, we are getting Williamson. Along with that, I also want to change the email of William. That is Williamson123@gmail.com. Along with that, I will also change the age of William. Say, for example, I will provide 50 and then I will send the request again. See, the email and age got updated. And you can also see the changes that is being occurred over here. Can you people see in the updated ad? Okay.
Yes,
If you're not
ma'am.
seeing, then people can do it yourself and track the time. Now, the one method that we are left with is the delete method finally. So there's nothing but a few changes. We will copy this entire thing. And here I will paste it. Instead of put, I will write delete. And here, instead of update data, I will write delete data. And here, I will provide find by ID. And instead of update, I will write delete. And in order to delete the data, we do not have to pass anything except the request.params.id, because we are sending the ID related to that particular user whose data we want to delete. That is why instead of updated user, I will write deleted user. Right. And here also I have to make the changes. Deleted user. And here, as the JSON message, I would want to provide a message. The message will say, user deleted successfully. That's it. Then save it. Now what I will do, I will go back to my Postman. Here I will change the method from put to delete. And then I will finally, instead of update data, I will write delete data in the endpoint. That's what I have written, I guess. Yeah, delete data. And then I have already provided the ID of Williamson. Now I will send it. See, we are getting the message, user deleted successfully. Got it? Is there any doubt to this part? All right. Okay. So in the next class, what you people have to do? You people have to be ready with your Gemini API. What do I want? Gemini API key. Just search in YouTube or anything how to get your Gemini API key, because in the next class we are going to write the code in order to get the response from Gemini API from our backend. All right. So be ready with your Gemini API key and go through this CRUD operations. That's it. All right. If you are having no any doubts, then you people can leave the meeting. And those who are not yet got their Mongo URI, please make it sure that you people get it. Asan. Bye bye.